Live. Thank you for joining us. Look at this headline. Canada, U.S. agree to use each other's troops in civil emergencies. This is out of Can West News Service, the equivalent of the Associated Press in Canada. Published in hundreds of newspapers daily in Canada. They just come right out. Now, that means foreign troops will be used in the U.S., and I have read the now declassified agreement from February 14th that just expanded more than a decade of secret agreements that we've had to sue to get, the Patriot movement. And it says to fight crime, to fight terror during natural disasters, foreign troops, just calmly announcing it, and the average know-it-all trendy out there probably doesn't know what that means. But in history, let me give you a cue. The Russians would use soldiers from one of their republics, one of their holdings, to go suppress people 2,000 miles away in another region. Because they're culturally different, they're from different areas, they are many times more likely to fire on you, to take you to camps, to follow orders. Remember on 9/11 when they had Norwegian and German and British AWACS over our cities and F-16s, quote, helping us? Remember the Mexican troops since the Spanish-American War, pouring across during Katrina in Dallas and San Antonio and Houston and New Orleans, and they were serving the food to the regular Army troops that were going and confiscating the guns. They were there in a support role. And in the Washington Post, in other publications, they put blurbs out just to acclimate you and condition you how great it was in 2002 that, quote, Mexican and Canadian troops would be used under a new NORTHCOM agreement to deal with natural disasters and to fight American terrorists. And now Chertoff says the main focus is domestic terrorists, and that he feels that they're going to strike any minute. And they told you, Fox News has told you, blonde-haired, blue-eyed Al-Qaeda is everywhere. So now they're scripting it and they're casting it that it isn't just those evil Muslims you've got to watch that are under every, picnic table wanting to drink your blood. No, it's everyone. And they say in the FBI manuals, pregnant women, priests, don't trust anyone, only the government. This whole tattletale society while the border stays wide open, it's all a fraud. InfraGard, 23,000 executives trained secretly with the FBI to help bring in martial law, help bring in civil emergency, help bring in control, to spy on their neighbors, spy on their colleagues. 26,000 preachers as of last year. And I got news articles today. Tim walked up and gave me some mainstream news where, the church is having a disaster drill training with the feds. Then you read deeper, you find out, you get there and they say, now submit to the government, turn your guns in when the time comes. And they sign secret agreements with the feds. Oh, just the feds running around signing secret agreements, building camps everywhere. But Canadian troops, now, if I was the Canadians, I'd be more worried about the Americans. That's the plan, according to documents back to the 60s, is to use a U.S. to suppress the Canadians. The Canadians are going to hook up with the Dutch and the Germans and others. They even have it back to the 50s broken up, and they still work according to these combat training groups and these exchange programs. They have certain troops for certain areas of the country. Chinese for the West Coast, Chinese military, and British and Dutch and German for the East Coast, and Czech Republic. That's now an agreement in the 80s. That's one of the later ones. It's for Louisiana and Mississippi and Texas. And then lo and behold, when they have an urban warfare drill, you can pull up and it'll be Czech Republic with our troops right here in Texas training to put us in camps and take our guns. I mean, I don't just read it and stuff from the 60s and 70s and 80s. I can then go out to a drill and, here it is exactly. Charles in Louisiana, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yeah, how you doing, Jones?
Pretty fired up. What's on your
Oh,
mind?
yeah, well, the American people, instinct, Mr. Jones, talking to the American people is like talking to, I don't know, nothing, because I've been there for confiscations in the guns, and I've seen nothing but men throw up and send their wives out with their guns. And I'm not trying to knock the American people. I'm in this, too. I'm just as coward as they are. They scared to death. They could rape their children. They ain't going to do nothing. They might get on the phone and threaten me, but they ain't going to do nothing. What we need is some high celebrities like Charles Heston, Willie Nelson, Ron Paul, to get up there and give us a march in Washington, D.C., and maybe the football players will follow, the music players will follow, and we can get some high, efficient people up there to lead us. But the way it's going right now, Mr. Jones, look, they took this woman in Louisiana, what's that, this woman they beat up on the...
he turns the video off, and when he's done, there's a huge pool of blood.
Yeah, his name's Wally Willis. And they're giving him his job back. Well, the Fed's investigating now. Now, what kind of... And look, you don't even hear people griping about it, but except on the shortwave radios. You understand? People, well, she was drinking and all this. All they love is music and football games and beer. That's all they want.
But, I mean, the CIA comes out to test us. They come out and say, yeah, we're torturing children in front of their parents, and they just see what we're going to say, see what we're going to do.
Well, they're torturing women in front of our face on television here. A woman she just wanted a phone call. And what are the people doing, Mr. Jones? I'm not knocking you. I believe in you. But the people are cowards. They don't know how to fight no more. They just scared to death. They listen to you. They like it when Willie Nelson's on to hear songs, but that's what they listen to you for. They're not going to fight for the country. They ain't going to fight for their children. They haven't been doing it, and they never will do it. I was in New Orleans for the confiscation. How many people fought back? They were shooting them off a bridge, Mr. Jones. Off a bridge, they were shooting them. The police were shooting them down like dogs, and they were just running and all that.
And by the way, it's now admitted that nobody was shooting at them. The cops were ordered to not let anybody evacuate, and then no food could be brought in. And so they just sat there shooting people walking on the bridge.
Yeah, women getting raped in the Dome Stadium, and they were standing outside with dogs, putting dogs on people, asking them for water. Asking them for water, they were putting dogs on.
But again, they were ordered to do that. The Coast Guard wasn't allowed to bring in food. Police and firemen weren't allowed to come in. You were there. It was all done by design.
They would tell a woman, how thirsty are you? Show me your bra, you get 1 bottle. Show me your breast, you get 2 bottles. I don't care if you got children. I'm a soldier. I'm a United States soldier.
I know. There's video of that, but you witnessed that?
Yes, I witnessed. Yes. I went down.
Oh, I know. They're animals, man. I'm telling you. Most of them are felons.
The American people, they ain't going to do nothing. They ain't going to do... I've seen it. I was there, Mr. Jones. They have guns. They will not do nothing. And I'm including myself. I'm scared with them. I'm just as scared I'm just as much of a coward as the American people. Look at the soldiers killing women in Iraq and all that. We don't have nothing to work with. We don't have no more guts. We've been domesticated. We're television lovers. We're football fans.
It really is true. We're a nation of demonic, wart-covered pigs.
Well, you know what? I say this, maybe when they go to the camps, like you've been talking about for years, and I know they're there because I've been following you a long time.
It's now mainstream news.
Maybe they can get Willie Nelson to play some songs and they can really enjoy themselves, because that's all that was going, Mr. Jones. These American people are nothing. They're whipping women, giving their kids Prozac. They ain't doing nothing. You're giving their daughters cancer. You the only one standing up.
Stay there.